About the General Jural Assemblies, and their false claim. November 21, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. These are district assemblies and contain a mish-mash of confused Americans, actual U.S. citizens, and even some municipal citizens of the United States, all milling together in ignorance. Their most recent contribution to the overall confusion is a false claim that they have settled the Alaskan land issues. They have no standing to settle anything. The properly recorded and declared people of this state have received the enrollment of Alaska as a full-fledged state of the Union as a result of work undertaken by our sister assemblies that are up and operating in the states of the Union that were already enrolled prior to the Civil War. They, the pre-Civil War state assemblies, have acted to accept our enrollment as Union states, and that is what settles the land and soil jurisdiction of Alaska. Nothing that any so-called General Jural Assembly has done has any effect at all, because the people in those assemblies have no standing, not as district employees of bankrupt municipal and territorial corporations, and not as Americans, either, because they have not bothered to declare and record their birthright political status. Despite these wrong-headed and actually illegal activities by both undeclared foreign agents and well-intentioned but ignorant Americans, the actual state assemblies have continued their well-reasoned and lawful course of action and have continued to grow and to secure relief for their members and their states. The settlement of not only Alaska but all the western states and even West Virginia, which entered territorial statehood during the Civil War, is a great and long overdue achievement of the American people standing in their correct political status and having the actual standing to act. Our gratitude duly extends to our sister states of the Union and all those who have taken the time and made the effort to study and to declare and to record their proper standing as birthright Americans and as members of the actual state assembly in their pre-Civil War states of the Union. Without them and their action on our behalf, Alaska and many other states would have remained indefinitely in a vulnerable and quasi-legal territorial statehood status. So the final settlement of our land and soil is done, but not by the hands of the General Jural Assembly, and not even by the hands of the Alaska Assembly. This was done by the primarily eastern states assemblies, by the Texas Assembly, by the California Assembly, by all those that were already enrolled as states of the Union prior to the Civil War. This is their victory and their doing, and they are the only ones on earth who were ever capable of making this settlement possible. This Thanksgiving we can all reach across the miles to our brothers and sisters, Americans still standing, who have made this watershed event possible against all odds, and we can be forever grateful to them for their help in time of need, for their generosity and steadfastness and their careful due diligence. It's because of them that our land is our land at last, and our soil is vouchsafed to us retroactive to the date that each western state entered territorial statehood. I cannot think of a greater gift than to have the land and soil under one's feet and under one's home, secure at last. Thanks to all the pre-Civil War state assemblies with all our hearts. And as for the shameful attempts of the General Jural Assemblies to take credit for this, we can only chalk it up to bad faith and ignorance.